Hello. Today we're going to talk about social studies, and we're going to look at from 1975 until the 2000s. Okay, so we're going to just look at a couple of parts of that standard, and then we'll wrap it up. I don't even really have a game for today, but we're going to kind of just look at that standard, touch a little bit, but then at the end of the lesson, I want to kind of go over some things that you need to think about to wrap up this week, okay? Because this is the last week of our lessons. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at the standard just a bit, okay, guys? We're going to take a look at the standard. We're looking at, you know, that you have to, Ms. Houseworth, are you able to see this, Ms. Houseworth? Now, we're looking at social studies standard for 5th grade, history number 7. We're going to trace important developments in America from 1975 to 2001. So we're going to just look at parts of this standard. There's an A, B, and a C. A, describe the collapse of the Soviet Union, including the role of Ronald Reagan, which he was the president at that time. B, describe the events of September the 11th, 2001, and analyze the impact of American life, and that's the terrorist attacks. And then C, explain the impacts of personal computers and the internet on American life. Okay, now we're gonna just take a look, and it's sometimes difficult to embed videos, so we're not gonna do that, but I do wanna do some reading to cover this part of these standards. Soviet Union breaks apart. Communism in the Soviet Union was struggling in the 1980s. The communist countries in Western Europe had serious economic problems and restless citizens. They did not have free speech, free press, or freedom of religion. And if you remember, that's one of our first amendments in the Bill of Rights. Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev decided to make some changes. He allowed freedom of speech for the first time. And that was a big deal, guys, because remember, communism is very different from a democracy. He also tried to build up the economy, but his plans didn't work. Now that they could speak out, citizens demanded independence for their countries. Other countries under communist control began to revolt, including Poland, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. Then something incredible happened in Germany. The East German government opened the border between East and West Berlin. People celebrated in the streets, climbing on the Berlin Wall and breaking it apart with hammers and chisels. The Iron Curtain had come down. Remember that Iron Curtain that Winston Churchill talked about? The Iron Curtain, which was like that imaginary line that kind of separated East and West Berlin, or East and West Germany. So the Iron Curtain had come down. By January 1922, the Soviet Union had collapsed. And at that time, guys, they began to tear down that Berlin Wall. And I want to show you guys some pictures of that time. This is the fall of the Berlin Wall. And look, the men are actually tearing that wall down with anything they had, chisels, hammers, bats, anything to break down that concrete wall. And look there, they're actually celebrating because you could not cross that wall from West Berlin to East Berlin. It was against the law. And you will see they're climbing over that wall. Here they're breaking that wall down. They're tearing that wall down. So that was the collapse of the Soviet Union. Next, terrorists strike America. On the morning of September the 11th, 2001, our world changed. Terrorists hijacked, or that's like kidnapped, 4 planes. They flew 2 of them into 2 of the world's tallest buildings at the World Trade Center in New York City, and they're called the Twin Towers. So 2 of the planes hit the Twin Towers. Another plane smashed into the Pentagon building in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. So 2 were at the Twin Towers. That's where we did the world trading, at the World Trade Center, trading with the world, okay? Then here at the Pentagon, that is the so they wanted to attack us economically through the World Trade Center, through our defense at the Pentagon. Passengers on the foreplane fought with the terrorists and it crashed into the field of Pennsylvania. Thousands of the people died that day. It was a very sad day in America. So that plane, actually they wanted to actually destroy the White House. So they wanted to actually attack America economically by attacking the World Trade Center. Also, by attacking the Pentagon through our defense. So through our, financially, through our defense, also physically by attacking the White House with our leadership, okay, politically. So they wanted to attack America at all angles. President George Bush decided that America would fight back. He committed to a war on terrorism in response to the events of September the 11th. Besides finding the people responsible for attacking America, he wanted to prevent terrorist activities all over the world. The war on terrorism would be different from other wars and will last a long time. It will include, so let's look at the war on terrorism. What are some things that it will include, guys? Increase America's security, which this is something that you guys see now. But this is new, it's new to us because of the 2001 attacks, everything in America kind of changed. So searching for terrorists, the military would also do that. Destroying camps where the terrorists are trained. Forming alliances with other countries to fight terrorism. And we know that keyword alliances, remember, with main military alliances, imperialism, nationalism. So forming alliances, that's working with other countries to fight terrorism. Dealing with countries that let terrorists live there. Finding out who gives terrorists money. And putting Americans' military into position for military action. Here, for like that first one, increasing American security, you will also see that in the airport. Now you have to go through a lot of security checks. They check your bags, you have to go through a metal detector. They check you what you have, your whole entire body. It wasn't like that before 2011. So due to this terrorist attack, it changed a lot of things in America. And here are some pictures about dealing with the terrorist attack. The Twin Towers were attacked, the Trade Center. Here, the Pentagon was attacked for the defense. And then where that plane crashed in that field during Pennsylvania, that was headed to the White House. So guys, that was a very, very difficult time in America. And the last part of that standard, you and your computer. You will find this hard to believe, but there was a time when people did not have personal computers at home and at work. You are very fortunate to have the benefits of such technologies at your fingertips. And guys, we know that to be true because now what are we doing with our technologies? We're able to conduct school with our devices. That is totally amazing because if something like a pandemic were to happen years and years ago before the internet, how would we actually get to still continue to learn? So that's why computers, devices, the internet, it's just so important today. The development of personal computers and the internet has had an incredible impact on American life. Personal computers were first sold in the late 1970s. They helped businesses to become more productive. Personal computers were first used in offices, but then people started buying them to use at home. The internet let users of personal computers get information from thousands of sources. It also helps users communicate with people all over the world. Here's a list of just a few ways the personal computer and the internet have impacted Americans. People can work at home and spend more time with their families. And that's true. Think about it, a lot of your parents actually work from home. Next, people can research information from work, school, or just for fun. Think about it. What do you guys now do with your devices? Not only are you having fun with them, but you can also research. You do a lot of schoolwork on them as well. Businesses can exchange information quickly. Okay, businesses use computers quite often, all the time. Students can take college courses online. You guys are doing online assignments now. So it's not just college courses, but that's what a lot of colleges had to actually do courses through home. Okay. Also, families living apart can stay close through email. Not only email, now we can FaceTime. Okay, guys, we can Skype, FaceTime. And you can do it straight from your telephones. And people can save time and purchase online. And a lot of people are doing that now with you don't have to go to the grocery store. You can do Instacart. And you can have your groceries, your food delivered straight to your home. That's all through the internet. It's an amazing thing. Too much of a good thing. So we got to think about this, guys, because we know that sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. Computers can be unhealthy when people spend too much time on them. Some adults who work at home work too much, and sometimes that is true, because I can start working on the computer and I'll look and it's like 11:30 at night and I've sat in front of my computer for like 5-6 hours straight. They need to take a break. Some very shy people use the internet for their social life because it's hard for them to make friends. That's not good. It's always better for people to be around others. Kids and adults can spend hours on the computer and not get any exercise. Well, that's not good. The human body needs to be used to stay healthy. So the human body, you have to exercise, you have to use your body so that it can stay healthy. And not everything on the internet is good for you to see or read, guys. And this is important. We have to have filters, and your parents actually put parameters and filters on the things that you actually can access through the internet, because you can really access a lot of things. So you have to be safe, because there are some not so many good people on the internet. And so you have to be leery of that, and sites that you should not be able to go to or want to go to. So you have to be conscious of that as well. Your parents should decide what you see on the internet, and not everything you read on the internet is true. And we talked about that as well in Champs. You need to compare resources when you do your research. Did you know that the United States has more personal computers than any other, the next 7 countries combined? Wow, that's a lot. So with anything, it's good to have computers, but guys, it's also good to be social, which we can't do it now during the pandemic, but get outside, play. Don't stay in front of your devices all day, guys. You're young, your kids, and even with adults, guys, try to get some outside time. Try to stay healthy, okay? Now, this is the part that you guys can actually play in. So let's grab your chats. Let's go to our chats, guys. Are we ready to chat? Okay, you're going to type in your answers. Are we ready? We have 6 questions that we're going to answer. Just a quick little quiz. Oh no, where did it go? There we go. Okay, are we ready, guys? Question number 1. Now let's look. Quick quiz. Computers and the internet have impacted people in many ways. Write the statements and fill in the blank below to show how. People can work at blank. Where do people work at now because of computers? Please type your answer. I see 2. I see 3. Good job. Good job, Michaela. Good job, Heaven. Good job, Zion. Where do people work from now, guys? Because of the computers, people can work from home. Good job. That is true. People can work from home. Excellent. Number 2, people can blank information for work school, or fun. People can blank information. What can we do? How do we get our information? Oh, good job, Genesis. What can you do with information for work, school, or for fun? Very good. Genesis said Google. Genesis also said look up. You can. You can search it. Good job, Heaven. Good job, Jeremiah. You are correct. People can research information for work, for school, or just for fun. Good job, guys. Number 3, blank can exchange information quickly. Who can exchange information quickly? And I'll give you a hint. This starts with the letter B. The letter B. Sorry, just taking a coffee break. Ooh, this one is tricky. Blank can exchange information quickly. Ooh, good job, Skylar. You are correct. Businesses. Businesses can exchange information quickly. That is true. Okay, guys, number 4. This is something that we're all doing. This is something we're all doing. Let's answer number 4. Students can take college courses where? You're right, Zion. We are Zooming. What do you call that? We are Zooming. Yes, guys, we are Zooming. Zooming is a form of doing what kind of classes? Very good. Through the internet and online. Good job, guys. Online. Correct. And students can take classes online or courses online. Good job. Okay. Are we ready for number 5? People can blank products online. What do we do with products? People can blank products online. Very good, guys. People can buy products online. People can sell products online. People can purchase products online. Good job. Buy and sell. But yes, we can purchase things online. Guys, we can even get our groceries delivered to our home by doing it online. And that's what a lot of us have been doing during this pandemic. Good job. And the last one. Families and businesses can communicate through what? Yes, we communicate through our devices, through our computers, through email, through FaceTime. Yes, EJ, FaceTime. And you know what, guys? Believe it or not, my mom, she's 70, I think 77 years old, and she FaceTimes all the time. And I'm like, why do you like FaceTiming? But she just loves to do it. So yes, families and businesses can communicate through the computer. Yes, think about it, guys. With this pandemic, our faculty meetings are not held at the school. We actually do Zoom lessons as well. So you guys, we have to Zoom to do our social studies and ELA. But guess what, guys? We have to Zoom with administration for faculty meetings as well. So yes, we're all families and businesses. We can communicate through our devices. Good job, guys. Now, we're not going to do this quick review because we know the importance of computers. Computers have really, really made a huge impact, guys, in our world today. But you have to remember, don't forget, you still have to, try to stay healthy. Also, I know that now I need glasses because I constantly stay on my computer. So you have to keep in mind, guys, hey, Quinn, you have to keep in mind that the internet is very, very important, okay? So what I'm going to do, I want to share my screen one more time, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going to go back to this standard. And I love those pictures. Look at the standard. We talked about the collapse of the Soviet Union. And remember, it was getting rid of that Iron Curtain, that was that imaginary dividing line between West and East Berlin, but it was also the tearing down of the Berlin Wall. And then we talked about the terrorist attacks, those 4 computers. Remember, the terrorists wanted to destroy America politically. So one plane was trying to attack the White House, but it didn't make it. It actually crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. Economically, 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center. Okay. And that's where the America actually traded with countries all over the world. And then also through their defense, which was the Pentagon. So a plane attacked the Pentagon. So those four planes attacked America. Because of the terroristic attacks, America formed the War on Terrorism. So it increased security, okay, even especially at the main airports, okay, international airports. It increased security and it increased the military's actual defense with terrorism on these terroristic countries, okay? And then the impact of personal computers and the internet on our life. And we know that the computers definitely have had a major impact, even with us during this pandemic at this time. So we've just broken down that standard, guys. We looked at everything with that standard. Excellent job, guys.